What's up, guys and gals? Welcome back to the Nerdcast for the next episode of Forest Village. My name is Splattercat. Happy to have you here today as we hang out for a little while. And actually, we got a bunch of stuff going on this time around. We're building some roads. We're kind of taming this corner of the map. We've got a nice little area over here that we've settled. We've got this little area as well. We've probably still got some equitable room over on this side. I was thinking about digging a trench out of this hill over here and making things a little bit, I don't know, more evened out along this side. Maybe something that'll... I don't know. Let me take a look here and see what I can do, but welcome on back. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Like taking something like that right there. And then just like dropping it like a so. Down to like an acceptable depth. It's going to be a little bit weird though. It's going to look odd. That's the thing, is I think once it gets past a certain depth, it should no longer be a stretched grass wall. It should start to look like that stone texture right there. So it denotes that you kind of dug into the hill wall or whatever. That's what I'm planning on trying to do over there somewhere to give me a little bit more room to play with. But the truth is there's just not a lot. We're kind of on a map right now where there's really not a lot to play with. Like I could even that out right there. And that would give us a little bit of something to play around with, which I think would be alright. Like that right there would be... Yeah, let's do that. That'll give me something to fiddle around with so that at least we can build some more stuff in the main little living area of our town. At the moment, we've been forced to sort of run off to the sides here. And whereas this problem doesn't hit us quite so badly when it comes to farms and things of that nature, there you go. You guys get out there with the scythes. Bring back in some flax. There it is. We're digging all kinds of flax out of here now. He's already built a couple of tunics. Are they going to replace those? I hope so. It looks like people's clothing is getting better. See that like kind of foggy, I don't know. It's a weird effect that they use when they transition in between seasons. I hope they get rid of that. The game needs a little bit more clarity because I feel like whenever it transitions in between like day and nighttime, you get this weird foggy effect right here and it sticks around for just long enough to be, I don't know, unwelcome. I don't like it. I don't like it at all. If it was just a smooth transition with the sun going down and everything like that, I'm sure it's actually probably to conserve resources, because when the shadows are moving around and everything like that, it tends to lag games out. My guess is that the fog keeps the shadows from showing or something like that, and it allows the game to transition smoothly. My guess is that it's some kind of workaround, but what do I know about anything? I don't make games. Maybe it's necessary. It bothers me personally. This thing is going to require a ridiculous amount of work. Let's go ahead and put a bunch of workers on this thing and kind of see what's going on here. Oh, we can only have 3 in the profession, so I guess we'll just keep 3 in the profession then, since nobody else wants to do it. Got fishermen. What else could we use? We got people running around, I guess. I would like for this to be done by like tomorrow so that I can assign some of these extra people to our stone quarry, which is something we got built in the previous episode, so that now we should have access to, if not endless stone, at least a reasonable amount of stone would be preferred. Okay, let's do something like that right there. Perfect. Went to a baseball game a couple days ago. It was pretty fun. It was a sucky game for my team, but you know what? That's what being a fan's all about, is you got to be able to root and cheer through the bad games. Can't be up on your phone and whatnot just because you're losing the game. You got to be in there cheering. You got to bang your feet, you know? Shake those bleachers. Be an old school fan, a 1970s fan, you know what I mean? One of those unbreakables. It's ugly though, man. The Giants keep putting in Peavy, and it just upsets me deeply. Peavy he's done. He's done. Like, you can tell, like, he's got no innings left in his arm, and they keep putting him in, and he just gets rocked every time he's on the mound. It's gotten to the point now where they play Peavy, and I just kind of zone out. I'm just like, ugh. I know exactly how this is going to go. I don't know. It's one of those upsetting times for my team. It's one of those upsetting times from a team. I should actually probably put something bigger in right there. Just because we've already cleared out the space, and yeah, something like that I think would be a lot more suitable. Like that'll give us a random house over here, and it almost perfectly fits into the area that I've leveled out so that we can actually build on top of it. This right here, I will probably get rid of the flax next season because it looks like we picked up a ton of flax. So I see no reason that we should keep a ton of flax on hand. I just don't think we should. Warm clothing would be nice, but we don't have access to sheep farming yet. It's just a profession that we don't have. And so unfortunately, until we have access to sheep farming, it's going to be a little bit rough for us. Did they get that done right there? Oh, it's almost done. I wish it was rotated the other way, but I can live with it, I guess. Oh, we can have 5 builders now. We'll have more builders come out and bang a few more hammers into that thing. Come on, work that wood. There you go. That's what I like to see. Finish it off. Don't leave it undone. Come on. Are they going to finish it? Are the hammers going to complete it? There we go. So let's bring that back down to 2 people working on it. And for this guy right here, we do need stone. And so I am going to assign a couple of people to be stone miners. And that's just going to be their permanent occupation from now on. We'll have people rotate in and out as time goes along. Hopefully they can harvest more of this flax off before anything else gets too wild and rowdy. Are they storing flax inside of the barn over here? Good. That's what I was hoping they would store it inside of. I was a tad concerned about that. This building should be completed without too much struggle. I think it should be alright. I'm hoping the flax harvest will finish because we need that in order to... I'm just trying to front load. If I can front load that, I can fire the weaver and I can fire both farmers for a little bit. Or I can fire the weaver and bring him in as a farmer next season so that we can get ourselves maybe some fruit or something else going on. We've officially transitioned out of the season for our... Oh, no, we haven't. For our herbalist, I thought maybe we were transferring out of the season, but no. We're good right there. We are absolutely 100% good. So I'm just not going to worry about it. Clothier's got us 16 shirts in there ready to go. We've only got 14 farmers in here, so that's pretty good. This building should give us better opportunities. I think now would be the time to improve some buildings. I would say to go ahead and get that done right now because these improved buildings increase happiness and I think they give you a better chance of breeding as well. And I would like for that to be an option. Now this guy over here hasn't been upgraded. These are already improved shacks. It might be worth it to bulldoze these and put in real houses as time goes along. Like with this house right here, that allows 4 population. It probably makes people really, really happy. Ideally, we could also do something like this right here, and it wouldn't override the road. Like I would still be able to basically fit in the same amount of housing right here. And so it might be a better idea once we get this upgraded to bulldoze this entire row of block housing so that we can put in nicer, more upgraded houses that encourage people to get frisky a little bit more frequently, man. You can't be doing that like once a week shit. I'd be like, what is this? What is this? You're in a relationship. You gotta mash that out every now and again. You know, I put like a 24-hour cooldown on it, maybe 32 hours if you're being really, really generous, but I don't know, there's a certain level of intimacy that needs to exist. Unless there's extenuating circumstance. If there's extenuating circumstance, I get it. But, so how does that work right there? They've got progress right there. Is that how much stone is there? Okay. I can live with that. It wasn't the best spot to begin with, so... I assume they're still producing, right? The hunters? Are they still producing? They're not producing hides that quickly, but they are, I think, still hunting shit. I don't know if we've killed off all the animals in the area. If we've absolutely wiped them all out, I suppose we've absolutely wiped them all out. And that's that. There's not going to be a whole lot we can do about it. I'm going to make a strong suggestion that we fell some trees. Because wood is going to be very, very valuable to us in the future. That field is done, so let's get some generic workers in here. We've got plenty of backstocked. I'm sorry, let's go ahead and we'll move that in right there. I suppose I can take the icons off of these by doing that. How many people do we have living inside of here? Good, so Felix, once he grows up anyways, might be able to do something about this. That one's completely and totally full. I wish you could upgrade barns, but it doesn't look like it's an option. We've got the Gatherer. Gatherer is still good to go in late fall, but winter is coming, which means that we're about to run into issues with the Gatherer. So that'll give us yet another free agent to run out and just bang down trees the entire time. We can make it work. I do like the way everything looks, though. It looks very, very pretty. It's just these edges that I wish I could get rid of and make them, like, even. Leave it like a sheer wall, you know what I mean? So I can kill those off right there. Just waiting for the icon to pop up on this side. Just waiting for it. And the moment that it does, this building is finished. I don't think we should bulldoze. So how much does this hold? And I can upgrade it, too. So this holds... Looks like we get 2 population out of it. That doesn't seem right, because these are getting 3 out. All those are on 3 out of 4. So maybe that's the baseline, and it's like when the game gets updated a little more, it's going to start at a lower tier. But for right now, because they got the graphics in, it starts at the higher tier or something. Because it's got something quoted differently. Like here it says you only get 2 people. This one says you get 1 person can live in a shack. But when we build a shack, 3 people are definitely living inside of it. I'll probably bulldoze these once it gets warm again. Shack 3 of 4, 3 of 4, 2 of 3. Maybe there's a graphical difference between them? In fact, there is. So that's referring to the graphic that you got. So that's 3 of 5. Oh, that's cool. So they got different graphics. I don't know why it tells you the different models, but that's fine. That's cool. I'm assuming all barns and workshops look the same, though. That might just be a little bit much. Having differences in housing. So that's 3 of 4. That's 3 of 4, but that one's been improved. They've both been improved. How come that has cross beams then? Huh. What a weird thing to run up and notice. They'll be chopping down trees till Kingdom Come up here. You know, you just keep planting them, I guess. And as you plant them, I'll assign people to go out and kill them so that we can get our wood supplies back up. Because I'd like to have... Potentially, I'd like to have around 1,000 wood stockpiled. And if we can do that over the course of the winter, I think that would be a perfectly suitable success for our time spent. Let's go ahead and kill off all these trees over here, too. Like, whatever wood you can get out of the forest. That's what I want, because it's early winter. And then we'll just let this chill for right now. And we'll just have stirring conversations in between you and I. I've gotten addicted to these Kirkland. They got Kirkland signature, like, sparkling ice. I don't know. They're, like, flavored sparkling waters. I got so addicted to. I got addictive personality when it comes to beverages. I'll tell you that much. I went from drinking like 100 Pepsis a day to drinking like 100 of these a day. Luckily, they seem to be a little bit healthier. They managed to have like vitamins and stuff, which is pretty cool. Whereas Diet Pepsi, I feel like, is just an utter waste of time. Like, there's nothing in it for you. Wow, that dude just whacked that bear like he didn't give a shit. He ran up on that thing and took its life. He said, "Not today, bear. Not today." Like, they had themselves a battle, but it was a short one. That bear was like, "Whoa," and he's like, whap, and just like hit it with a club, and it just like fell over. That was that. If I was that manly, I don't know what I would do if I could just like club a bear like that, and it was just done and over with. We need some baby making pretty badly right now. We need to go in deep on some baby making. I think what happened is our population started out with all females, but I started like 4 different games and you always start out with all females, so I don't know if that actually affects anything for right now. I don't know if it's a bug maybe, but you always start out with all females. At least I have. I've never started out with a male character ever. I always start out with all females, and some of them happen to be pregnant when you start out. So, who knows? Who knows at all? We gotta get out of this winter period. I'm gonna get out of this winter period right now, and in fact, it looks like we got enough firewood saved up. We've only gone through 120 right now, and we're only halfway through the winter, so we might be able to stockpile that up a little bit better as time goes along. We may also be able to increase, I'm not familiar with the way the game functions, but we may be able to increase our people by adding a port. Expedition organizing to search for useful resources. So maybe one of those useful resources is a worker, or like a person, or an immigrant. Stone's moving along. We got a couple people moving on that right now. I think that should work out okay. We just need a trickle flow of stone. We don't really need that much. I would maybe focus on getting more of our quarries and whatnot set up for now, so that we have people doing specialized stuff. A clay mine would work for me. So let's see where we got clay around here. We got to have clay in the region somewhere. It does look like we can build right there. So there's our clay mine. We'll run a road down from it over to this left-hand side. It looks like it's got decent productivity. It's not a super fruitful clay mine, but it's something. Maybe next season I'll grow hay. Can I do that? I can do oats. I can do wheat, cabbage, pumpkin. How do I get hay? Like, do I do like a hay field or something? Doesn't look like it. Interesting. I may have to sort that one out. I don't really know how we do that one. We have no builders right now, I don't think. So I'll probably have to put somebody on that test. Oh, we got 3 builders. Okay, so we got plenty of builders. Never mind then. 3 builders on that. And we got 4 spare workers as well who are not really just doing anything at the moment. That's cool. I've got them all chopping wood, so I don't really care the way that goes down. A baby has been born. Fantastic. We've got ourselves a new baby. The future is provided for. I'm always a tad worried about that kind of stuff. Workers should be sprinting over to this spot to make our clay mine. We'll put a couple people down in the clay mine. And honestly, we'll probably just dump population down in each of the mines as time goes along. Just so they're consistently productive, you know. It looks like they produce stone at a reasonably decent rate. It's not a shit ton of stone, but it's some stone. And oftentimes you're not really working on anything in this game because you're waiting on resources or you're waiting on a seasonal change or whatever, what have you, in order to make things work. This is out of season for right now. Our food stocks are holding up and looking pretty good. I was hoping we'd have a few more babies born. I don't know if they got to live to the age of, I think probably 13 might be how old they need to get before they take care of business. I don't know if they age faster than the in-game time either, or if you just have to like live with it and deal with it. I have no idea how that plays out. But yeah, it's growing. I'm thinking maybe the port is what we need in order to bring in a lot of the other weird stuff that we're not able to craft right now. And we'll just add 1 workshop at a time. I mean, we are adding stuff. It's just that the game operates on kind of a slow pace. And due to that, it's like, well, what do you do? We don't have a whole lot of high-quality tools left. I would suggest that we also focus pretty heavily on putting in some kind of iron mine. And until we put it in an iron mine, it's going to be a little bit of a mess. I'm going to jump down to here, and we'll get the iron mine sorted out too. Although it doesn't look like we have a whole lot of incredibly fruitful places to put this. Oh, that's what they're doing. They're flattening out this terrain right here. So this will more than likely be where we sit our iron mine. It looked like there was a spot over here where maybe the grid went away. I mean, if I see anything with green on it, I would take it. It looks like it mostly has to do with altitude. Looks like the very, very low altitudes and the very, very high altitudes seem to have the best ore. Cool. I forgot that they were working on that. Well, yeah, I would have made a cut then. I completely and totally forgot that I set that up, though. And I suppose now I've just got to live with it. They'll be done with it pretty shortly, I think. It looks mostly flat. Cannot build in this area. I mean, right there would be the best choice. It covers up our road, but it gives us a really, really good ore mine with access to like green levels of ore. Can he destroy roads? Is that possible? Yeah, if I can remove roads, I'll do that then, because that still works for me. So put an ore mine in right there. And then really all we've got to do is we'll just vary up the road like so. And people just have to walk around it. Like, it's ugly, yeah. It's not a thing that I absolutely have fallen in love with, but it is what it is. What do we want to grow over here today? We could grow wheat. We can grow potatoes, oats, grass. Grow grass, actually. Yeah, grow grass. We'll put 2 of you guys on that. And that, I think, will give us hay. I think. Because that's what we need right there, is we need hay very, very badly. I don't know what grass... That's herbs. That's oats. Okay. We can make fish pies. Well, if we ever get a baker or anything like that, that sounds pretty good to me. What do we need in order to make that? So we got a windmill. It might be... It's not a kiln. That's definitely not a kiln. Maybe a furnace. A blacksmith shop will be the next thing that I would kind of be leaning towards, because we need to start pulling... We need to start pulling a little bit out of the ground here. We've got access for... Alright, everybody get your building done then. It says people are idle, but I don't actually think that they are. Like, I think that's just like stuck on them, because they're definitely doing something right now. We can also, once our stone supplies get a little bit higher, we can also pull somebody off of stone production as well. Yeah, they do replace their clothes pretty frequently. Looks like to me anyways. A little low on wood right now, which is... Oh, never mind. I'm spending wood. That's why things are a little iffy with our wood supply. Never mind. I've been pumping crazy amounts of wood into our mining situation. I forgot about that. Yeah. They'll probably finish this one over here. But the other one's definitely not getting finished. We're going to have somebody run out and get more wood. At least they got that one done, because we are low on clay, and it looks like clay is going to be a pretty pivotal part of a large part of what we're producing here. Food supplies are low. Get my population menu back. We'll take one builder off. Take off 2 builders. We'll add an herb gatherer right there, because they're right. We did go through a lot of food right there. We've got 2 more babies born, too. Fantastic. That'll mean we have some more children coming up in order to make our society a little bit larger and more in charger. I think they add 1 day. I think that's a day of work right there. It needs 12 days of work. And so we have 3 people assigned to it, and they've worked for 1 day. And so maybe that's how it's going to play out. We got 2 people assigned over here, so grass should be getting planted soon. Are my farmers not farming? Oh. Done. Sorry, that was my bad. We might not be able to get a harvest done this year because of it. Ah, well. These things happen every now and again. That does explain a number of things. Hopefully, it's like an easy growing place. I will probably... Let's drop a fisherman. I think we've got plenty of resources right now with the hunters and everything else. We'll drop a hunter too, and we'll keep an eye on the food supply. And as far as building goes, nobody's building anything right now, so we'll get that all banged out. I'm worried about our tool supply. We need more tools, and so I'm thinking that might require some blacksmithing prowess. So once we get the ore mine set up, we'll start mine. Actually, I have some baseline ore ready to go. We might be able to do... something here, and we may want to do it sooner rather than later. So it takes 22 of that. 90 ore for the blacksmith shop. It's not that bad to craft, like... It could be worse. It takes a little more hay than we have. But I think I can make it work. Especially if I just tell him to start knocking shit over and make it happen. So what does the grass look like as it grows? As the green grass grows. Oh well, I don't know. Got nobody in the clay mine right now. Let's put 2 in the clay mine so that they're finishing that off. We've got more than enough tree chopping to get done over on this side. So... we should be able to square away our wood supply pretty quickly without too much struggle. That's ready to go, but I'm worried about their tool situation, so I'm not going to activate any builders just yet. And in fact, I'm going to assign 0 to this building real quick so that we can finish this over here. We can assign somebody to be a blacksmith, and in assigning somebody to be a blacksmith, hopefully we'll be able to produce some tools real fast before anything else happens. And once we produce some tools, I don't know if you can just like not build anymore once you don't have tools, or like what happens, but we need tools, I'm thinking. Yeah. Definitely thinking we need tools. Either way, we're out of time for the day. My name is Splattercat. Thank you for joining me here at the Nerdcast for the next episode of Forest Village. Looking forward to playing it with you in the future. If we end up making a critical misstep, well, we'll play something else. I mean, the game's not even out yet, so it's not like I can look at a wiki or anything. I kind of just have to hammer it out myself. I will see you all tomorrow. Bye, everybody.